Hello, I'm Mike Gordon. Welcome back to my perfect playthrough of Tecmo Super Bowl for the Sega Genesis. Last time we had defeated the Houston Oilers, shutting them out by a final score 22-0. Fourth straight shutout in my perfect playthrough. And now we are hoping to make it 5 against the uncredited Joe Montana and the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. And I've been struggling for a while against this team, even though they're 2-9. They're no joke. They're 2-9 only because the game determined them so. This is still a Mari Schottenheimer coach team, and it's still Joe Montana, Christian Okoye, the whole 9 yards. So I'm doing 2-player. I don't have time to waste with this. Alright. And let's try. Oh. For our safety. Alright, and yeah, we're still short on the we're still short on first down. I'm gonna expect them to go wide. And come on. Oh, god damn it. Finally, completed a deep pass. And Metcalf scores the first touchdown of the game. And we doink the uprights. Yeah, we're just gonna surrender. And now that the clock and now we can just worry about letting the clock wind down. Remember, I'm kind of busy. The first down. All right. We're going to make it 18. We're 17-18. Hopefully we'll make it 18-0. All right. All right, it's 18-0. Good. And I ran them the other way. And that's it. Another safety. Alright, let's go. Surely you'll stop tossing the ball, right? Man, that's gotta sting. But now it's 27-0. Alright, let's go. Two nothing. All right, fine. Yeah, I was gonna take that. Let's go. So, while I'm just busy rigging this game in my favor, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what my predictions were going to be for next week. Dallas Cowboys at the New York Giants. This is week 4 of the NFL season 2024. Dallas Cowboys at the New York Giants. Yeah, the Giants definitely derped with that win back there. Oh, come on. But I do think that this is probably the Cowboys' way of coming back. So I think the Cowboys are probably going to take this against the Giants, especially since it's do or die time for them. New Orleans Saints at the Atlanta Falcons. After what happened last week, I do think it's a bit of a toss-up on who wins that game. but I would say I still favor the New Orleans Saints. But I do think. Alright, I'm going to score a field goal, make the score look believable. Alright. So, LA Rams at the Chicago Bears. Yikes. I think both teams are pretty bad. I don't know. Uh, Dropped it. That would have been a go. Alright, come on. Alright, fine. God damn it. Might as well just keep running it at this point. Alright, I'm gonna let the clock run out. And there we go. 41-0 at halftime. Kansas has my 6 yards passing, running, 0 yards passing. Alright, I'm just gonna keep running the ball now. Since we are basically running the score up. That was close. Let's try another pass. To carrier. Good. And I'm just gonna keep running it up the gut. And Metcalf scores another touchdown. I try to throw it deep. Let's go with Okoye. I was trying to juggle too many things at once back there. I'm just gonna let the clock wind down now. I'll let Chris Okoye run. Interception. And that's a first down. And let's go. So yeah, the reason I'm cheating is because I do think if given enough time, I could beat the Chiefs at the Browns, but I just have other things to do right now. So I don't want this to go on too long. So I'm just gonna keep on going the run while the Chiefs go pass plays. So I think that right now the Rams are the more talented team, so that's probably going to be the team I lean on. So the Vikings at the Packers. Honestly, it's kind of amazing how the Packers have managed to win more games without Jordan Love than they have with them. 55-0. Now you know what it feels like, Joe Montana. But I really don't know what to believe in. The Vikings' unbeaten record or the Packers right now. I do think on paper the Packers are a much more talented team. But I do think that honestly, I think the I'll just show you what I think the results are gonna be and what my thoughts are real soon. Let's try a pass play. I'm gonna. Oops. Jeez, these guys just don't want to go down. But at least we got the turtle. So even though we couldn't recover the fumble, even though they completed the pass, we still got the ball back. Alright, and I'm just gonna keep on running. And we got the first down again. And I'm gonna predict curls. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna kick the field goal. I'm gonna make Joe Montana suffer for beating up my Broncos like that. Back in Super Bowl 24. I wasn't born yet for that, but still. That's not cool. Now I will try to get some runs going. Just so I could burn some clock. Alright, I'm gonna go run up the gut again. That's a first down in garbage time. JJ Birdman, but it doesn't matter. Final score 60-0. The Browns achieved 213 yards of rushing and 49 yards passing in 8 attempts, only completing 2 of our pass attempts. Meanwhile, Kansas City achieved -7 yards in 7 rush attempts and 5 yards passing in 3 pass attempts. That's pathetic. So, I'm done borrowing Kansas City. I get to skip all the way to the end of week 14 now. And while the Wait, no, I want to skip weeks 13 and 14. Because it's straight to the last game of the regular season. Denver won. Alright. Pittsburgh lost. And I'm gonna go over and read my picks. Dallas Cowboys at the New York Giants. I think the Cowboys are gonna win that one. I think, yeah, they're off to a very bad start to the season, but I think the Giants are still very much one of the worst teams in football right now. So I think if the Cowboys can't win that game, I think they're screwed. New Orleans Saints at the Atlanta Falcons. Last week has turned this game into a bit of a toss-up. However, I do sort of... Hey, look, we won the division! We are the first team to secure a division title. Nice. Guess the Steelers lost another game or two. And... oh, Buffalo didn't clinch. So what's going on here? So I'm gonna go over the stands right now. The Bills are 12-1, while the Dolphins are 9-4. I think for sure the Dolphins will make the playoffs. But what the Bills need to clinch their division is a win or a Dolphins loss, and the AFC East is theirs for the taking. We've wrapped up our division title and are just half a game up from the Buffalo Bills at this point in time. So we have to continue to remain undefeated if we want to clinch home field advantage throughout the playoffs. However, meanwhile, the Steelers had just lost a game or two, so Steelers are sort of floundering while the Oilers are rebounding. So this makes things interesting because of the Steelers' loss and Oilers winning both their last 2 games. It is now an 8-man race for the rest of the division. However, the Broncos for wildcard spots. However, the Broncos have all but locked up their division, though they are only up 2 games at this point in time, and are the likely 3 seed. NFC West. Right now, it's very clear that San Fran's going to win this division outside of an epic collapse down the stretch. However, the Saints and Rams are still in the division, in the wild card hunt. However, it's no longer totally up for grabs. The Vikings lead the NFC Central by 2 games right now, but the Lions and Bucks are back in this. Packers, meanwhile, are all but eliminated. And the Cowboys have taken the NFC East lead over the Philadelphia Eagles. So right now, the Niners would be the 1 seed. Cowboys would be the 2 seed. Vikings would be the 3 seed. And the Eagles would be the 4 seed, and the Saints and Rams would be the 5 and 6 seed, respectively. However, the Lions, Buccaneers, and technically Packers are still in this, and so too are technically the Redskins and Cardinals. So their chances are not looking good. Meanwhile, the current scene is Browns are the first seed, but Bills are the 2 seed, Broncos are the 3 seed, and Dolphins are the 4 seed, and the 5 and 6 seeds is a 3-man race between the Steelers, Chargers, and Raiders. However, the Oilers and technically the Colts are all still in it. Everybody else can bugger off. Who's our next opponent? Oh, the Colts. Yeah, I think we're gonna win the next game. So, before we sign out for the day, I want to do my picks. Right here. Here are my picks. All the teams with asterisks. I do think that the Cowboys are the on-paper better football team, even though it is being played in the Giants' home stadium. And however, so I do think this is a do or die. So. That's gonna be my pick. It is a do or die game, and I still think the Giants are one of the worst teams in football. So if the Cowboys can't win this do or die game, I think they're in deep trouble. The Saints, would have been my on paper pick to win this week, but last week kind of shows that this kind of proved otherwise. So you know what? I don't think the Saints probably have no excuse losing this game, but for right now, I think I have to go with the home team. The Rams and Bears. I think the Bears are a fresh, young team with an idiot head coach, is what's going on. Meanwhile, the Rams are old and bruised. Are really old. I think this will be Matthew Stafford's final year as in the NFL before he retires, and I would not be surprised if Sean McVay may consider retiring after the season. I mean, sure, he doesn't exactly have a Hall of Fame resume, but he might be a Hall of Famer if he does decide to hang up his notebook. But having said that, I think I have to pick the Rams here. I think the Rams are still a much better team than the Bears. Vikings at the Packers. Packers are the better team on paper. Like they've literally won more games without Jordan Love than they had with them, which is saying a lot. I do think this means that Jordan Love's success is largely attributed to his roster rather than Jordan Love himself. Do I think this will continue on if Jordan Love doesn't come back from an injury? Right now, I think this would be a good time for the Vikings to steal a road win against a hated division rival and start building a case for Sam Darnold to be comeback player of the year. So that's my pick. Pittsburgh Steelers at the Indianapolis Colts. I think the Indianapolis Colts are also young, inexperienced, not very good. Anthony Richardson's not playing very particularly good football. Meanwhile, the Steelers have a brutally tough defense. But at the same time, I could see a case of the Colts winning that game simply because the Steelers love to play down to their competition. But right now, I think the edge has to go to Pittsburgh. Denver at the New York Jets. In spite of the Broncos putting on a clinic against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week, I don't know. I don't think putting on a clinic, even though it was literally on the road on the East Coast in Florida where we historically perform really bad as an NFL team. I don't think beating the tar out of the Jets out of Baker Mayfield is the same as being the tar out of Aaron Rodgers. No, I don't think this is totally unwinnable, but I have to give the edge to the Jets for that one for now. If the Broncos can beat the Jets and end their losing streak against the Jets, then I think there could possibly be hope for the Broncos in the near future. Philadelphia Eagles at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Interesting game, to say the least. Should I pick the team that nearly choked away a must-win last week? Or should I pick the team that got blown the fuck out by the Denver Broncos? Honestly, I do think the... Who knows? Maybe the Broncos have a legitimately good defense, and that's why Tampa Bay struggled. So if that's the case, I think the edge has to go to Tampa. I think Nick Sirianni's on a very tight leash right now, so we could see some more idiocy from him in the near future. Cincinnati Bengals at the Carolina Panthers. At some point, I think the Bengals' losing streak has to end. And I know that the Carolina Panthers just won and won big. Against who was it? Jacksonville. But I think Jacksonville's also a shitty team, so I don't know. I think Cincinnati just had a really tough start to their season, so I have to pick the Bengals for that one. Jacksonville at Houston. I'm picking Houston. Don't need to elaborate on that. Washington at Arizona. That's kind of a tough one. Are the Cardinals any good? Is the question. Are the Commies any good? Is the question. Those are both very interesting questions. So we'll get an answer to that game for certain, but for now, I think I just have to roll with the home team. New England at San Francisco. I still think, even though they're both 1-2 and they're both in pretty bad shape right now in terms of standings, I still think the Niners are a better team than the Patriots. So that's who I'm picking. Cleveland Browns at the Las Vegas Raiders. I have no fucking idea. I think both teams are dog. I think both teams have shown to be kind of dog shit, honestly. I mean, the Browns do have a great defense, but that's literally it. Okay, I think if we see good Deshaun Watson, I could see them beating the Raiders. But for now, I have to pick the home team. Default to the home team. Kansas City at the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, I'm going to say this much. If Justin Herbert has to sit out of this game, I'm changing my pick to Kansas City. But if he's healthy and ready to go, I think at some point the Chiefs have to lose. And I am hoping and praying it's against a division rival more than ever. The Chargers are a game behind. I'm picking the Chargers. Buffalo at Baltimore. This is another very interesting one. I think this is a must-win game for Baltimore, but Buffalo, man, Buffalo is playing like the best team in football right now. I think they're playing like a team that's destined to get over the hump and reach the Super Bowl. But this will be their first serious test of the season, I think. So, but I think for now, based on how both teams are playing, I'm picking Buffalo. Tennessee at Miami. Miami's without Tua, going to be playing the rest of the season without Tua. That's going to be ugly. I think if Tennessee doesn't get this win, this is about as big of a gimme win as you can get for Tennessee outside of Jacksonville. If they can't win this game, they don't deserve any more chances. And Seattle, Detroit, I think Detroit's the better game. I think Seattle just had a Seattle has been playing good football so far, but they also haven't been challenged yet. I think that'll be interesting, but for now I have to pick Detroit. So these are my picks. So that way I don't forget what teams I picked last time. And next time we are gonna wrap up week 14. Wow, what is up with the schedule makers? It's like every other week. It's put the Browns as the last team of the last game of the week, and then the next week it's the third game, and then the last week, and then the third game again. What's with the schedule here? Jesus. But I do think we're gonna beat the Colts, and I don't think I need to worry about cheating to do it. They're one of the worst teams in the entire game. They're just not playing like it, is all. So, anyways, leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. With all out of the way, this is Mike Gordon, sign out.